Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second match here. The Pinacoladas and Bears Comeback X are kicking it off once again, and apologies for the technical issues. It was a bit of an impact in Europe, so hopefully we are pretty good to go, and I hope Tasty Bacon is still with us.
Yep, absolutely. I am ready to get this one underway. See if I mean, well, I guess we could, given the history of these two teams with the match they played, the games they played, we could just take a break for about 7 minutes because there's not going to be anything exciting for the first 8 minutes of this game.
Exactly. I mean, of course, there were like some. For example, Apfel said, "Oh my God, my farm was so good." I said, "Okay, well, we have a German saying. Well, at least my German friends don't know the saying, so I think I came up with this somehow. Or I don't know why, but if you translate this saying like one-to-one in English, it is something like, sometimes you are the dog and sometimes you are the tree. So think about this, fellas, and this is the way it goes. Sometimes you can't force something to be it like that. And there is the first blood on the lane going on here, up for getting ganked without any issues. Just to make that sure, at the moment we are pretty fine, so should be good. And of course, if we run into any difficulties, of course we will check and make everything possible what is possible or what can be done from our end. Let's get back to the match here and talk a bit about the item builds. Do we see any special stuff? I think no big changes to what we've seen in the match before, because of course both teams are running the same comp, the same bands, we didn't change anything. And as Tasty Bacon already said, we were just a few minutes in the game, so lucky, better than the late game where a comeback was already possible, for example.
Yeah, we do see already a very drastic difference from the first game. As actually, here comes another fight.
Nice knockback here, but this time Zafaro gets damaged. There comes the mark on him. They want to take him down, but forced to go back by Sarah and Alvaro. No chance to get that hell of a beast here. He is a strong glaive player, and he proves this from action to action. He is taking part. So no chance to get here the carry, or the maybe soon to be carry Zafiro down. He's on a crystal bit, he has an energy battery, so nice early damage output. 16 farm versus Apfel, who is also on 60, so very, very stable here at the beginning.
Yeah, so as I was starting to say, already a very drastic difference from the first game, where we have a kill on the board within the first 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be Bear comeback, trying to keep that lead up and continue putting pressure on to Apfel. Apfel, we did see, was doing so well in farming, and that's definitely clearly their focus. As here they come for another gank, round 3.
And there comes the positioning, the afterburn wall placed, but Apfel, is he able to escape? No, there comes the jump. Holkopf King, Mademoiselle are in the party. Zafiro, can he fall? Yes, he is falling now in this moment. Apfel picking up the kill here, and we just see the impact from the change of the turret damage. I think very important to mention. I don't want to say I'm 100% correct, but I say if we were playing yesterday, he would not have died.
Yeah, I would almost certainly agree with that. There's with the change in the turret, it's so much more damage per hit, and especially the more shots you take in a row, you're taking significantly more damage, almost twice as much damage as it was yesterday for each successive shot. So that is a really big change that it's gonna definitely change the way a lot of people play. You're not gonna see plays like that one happening anywhere near as frequently, because players are gonna have to start respecting those turrets and respecting the damage that comes out of them.
Yeah, and I think this is the way it should be. So yeah, we will see. I'm just waiting for the first team running the triple stun Stormguard banner comp in VGL tonight, but I doubt that this will happen. Alright, teams are grouping up here in the top. Alvaro received the damage, and Mademoiselle saw that he or she hit him because the Thunderstrike didn't show up the missing or the missed information on top of that. So that is a great indicator to figure out, or to kind of check the bushes Same with the Spitfire for Scarf, where you have a little sound where you hear whether you hit an enemy or not, and of course the Hallugenesis from Celeste, what we will not see in the first match because Celeste got just banned by the Pinacoladas, because Zafiro was a pretty strong one.
Yeah, that's probably the understatement of the day right there. How strong Celeste was in game 1. But definitely a much different style from Bear Comeback here, putting a lot more emphasis on ganking the lane and getting the jungle, the duo of the Protector and the Jungler involved in that lane. They are going to be walking over quite a few scout traps there.
Yeah, but I tell you, there are a lot of scout traps where the Pinacoladas are now grouped up, so they changed their vision game. This is very interesting. We saw that they lack in scout traps and they lack in this vision game here, which is very important. And now we see that it's almost balanced, or maybe they have, yeah, it should be even concerning the scout traps. So seems like they understand how important they are, and they understand that Bear's Comeback are doing this, or did this a bit better than they did.
Yeah, definitely nice to see. Again, the changes, it's one of the biggest things I look for when in a best of 3 or any game that's not a best of 1 is the adaptation between games. It's such an important tool to have, or ability to have for a team to be able to spot and figure out their mistakes from the first game and adapt to it for future games. And that's definitely what Pinacoladas has been able to do here, littering the map with those scout traps to be able to always see where the Glaive and the Arden are going to be, where they're going to be trying to gank from or make moves. Because, you know, scout traps, they provide, not only do they let you know where an enemy is, but almost as importantly, they let you know where an enemy isn't. Because if you have a whole bunch of scout traps in the enemy jungle and you're not seeing them, you know that they're very likely going to be looking for a gank in the lane.
Exactly, I totally agree here. So, yeah, Bear's Comeback on the bottom right, picking up the farm, placing another scout trap, and a lot of rotations going on here. Zafiro now here on the lane, picking up, and if we shift back here to the bottom, a lot of movement going on. Hohlkopf King here, this time not playing Jewel. Very interesting that they swapped actually the role here. I didn't see that. So interesting to see that, and maybe he performs better with Catherine than he did with Jewel.
Yeah, definitely a again, having the flexibility on a team to make those swaps is a very good thing to have. A little surprised sitting now at 8.5 minutes that neither team has really started to make a heavy play for the gold mine, but it looks like as I say that...
Yeah, there it goes. Gauntlet dropped and nice escape using... Oh no, no, not an escape. There is the wait for it. Again, damage Zafiro. Can they take down what? A Vanguard here, saving that one together with the Crucible from Zafiro, or the block. And now, never mind, the party continues to the bottom right. Hohlkopf King, there comes the damage, and what a big red button, ladies and gentlemen. Can they kick here their butts? Excuse me, but they can. The Pinacoladas with the ace.
Absolutely huge fight there. Great job from Bear Comeback to get the what looked like it was going to be heavily in their favor. The gauntlet getting blocked by the reflex block of Abfeld, but then they were able to just follow it up, knowing that the reflex block was down, able to get the damage. But a huge turnaround thanks to Mademoiselle and
wow,
I'm gonna give it an attempt.
Hohlkopf King. Yeah, that was a good one. Hohlkopf King. Yeah, I know it's pretty a tough one.
But a huge turnaround thanks to their stuns from the Jewel and the Catherine, able to stack those, combine them very well, picking up the two final kills and being able to capture the gold mine. That is a huge swing for Pinacoladas.
Definitely, and I mean this big red button, I was going ham because I was like, what? This is the perfect spot, and this diagonal thing, diagonal, I don't know how to spell that. Never mind, Zafiro here is in the middle of the fight and falling down too. This time, Mademoiselle picking up the kill, and once again here the Pinacoladas in the right spot. Sarah here trying to soak up some damage, slowed down by the pulls from Apfel. And let's go down back here to what I was talking about. This area, this little small gap here is the perfect way to pull off your big red button, and that was just ridiculous. And we will see this definitely in the future on YouTube when we are going to upload the VODs there.
Absolutely. Just getting it, if you can get the enemies into that nice little corridor, it's just about the width of big red button.
Yep.
So there's really no avoiding it when you're in that position. It was really well timed, really well positioned by Mademoiselle, and it looks like, you know, making that swap of putting Mademoiselle onto the Jewel definitely paying off thus far in this game.
All right. So 5-3, and they are over 10,000 gold ahead after 11.5 minutes. Let's have a look at the overview here. Oh, nice damage from Zafiro on Apfel on the lane, but there comes maybe the next stun. They can jump now on the hat. They are baiting somehow here. Let's jump back in again, and there comes Mademoiselle. No, this is the wrong timing. Let's have a look at the scout traps. I don't see a lot. I only see one from Bear's comeback here at the gold mine, and one on the top right, one from Pinacoladas on the lane. But Apfel might fall here. The bounce or the dash just got used. Oh, that can end deadly. And there comes the team from the bottom. Gauntlet drop. Two are in there. Nice situation to fight for Bear's comeback. And there comes the silence from Holkopf King. Mademoiselle with the stun. Oh, nice positioning. Boots. And again, the big red button. This is not possible. How can you place it like that? And they turn around this fight. Maybe here the two tanks are remaining, but nonetheless, they were able to, from a situation where they were gapped this bad, to change it.
Yeah, another huge play from Mademoiselle on this Jewel, using the Rocket Leap to not only land a stun, but then push back the other two members of Bear Comeback, and then walk away. They've tunneled visioned onto the Jewel because they had her caught out and wanted to get the kill, and immediately just throwing down that big red button. You know, it not only is it that huge amount of damage in the line, it also pushes her slowly back away from the team, which kept her safe in that situation as well. Just absolutely incredible play. And now we see a massive minefield being put down by the Catherine. That's going to be a lot of damage if someone starts walking through there.
All right, so I don't want to imagine when or if Mademoiselle went the crystal power way. But we don't see this, since this is so very risky to play these days. And Mademoiselle here, thunder striking the enemy, and the gold payout from the gold miner might come. So the action likely to happen down there. Zafiro with the jump on the top, hitting now everyone in here. There is the silence. What a great silence. A great wait for it following. Alvaro might fall. Zafiro here with the ultimate. Following up. Nice reaction from Holkopf King here with the crucible. And they want to go for Zafiro. There comes the ping. The afterburn from Apfel. Onto Apfel, the kill from Alvaro. Onto Apfel, the second kill. Very, very risky here. And Mademoiselle jumping in, not doing anything.
Yeah, unfortunately that whole fight was going on while Big Red Button was still on cooldown. It just came off of cooldown right at the very end there. So not having that big utility, it would have definitely swung the fight if she could have gotten that channel off. But instead it was the glaive in the middle of the team getting those the cleave hits with those critical strikes, of course, from his hero perk. Absolutely doing wonders in that fight for Bear Comeback, having to make a comeback here in game 2, looking to close out the match. Now they walk through that big minefield, but they're at large health bars, so they're not going to be worried too much about it.
Well, personally speaking, I think this teamfight was not necessary from the Pinacoladas to force it once again, since they already dodged it somehow, and they were kind of safe, but they pinged Scarf and they definitely wanted to go for him. Questionable move. And now it is a very even game here after 15 minutes. And there comes the afterburn to Mademoiselle. The ultimate should be up. The stun on top. There comes the blast tremor. The crucible. And there's the big red button once again not hitting 100%. So 2 versus 3 situation. I think this is crucial because Apfel cannot escape. He can try to dodge and kill Alvaro. Somehow he can. Maybe in this time. No, Alvaro is going back. Apfel having a problematic situation. I think he cannot pick up a kill. If he can, that would be very, very good. Ace again for BS comeback.
Again, just not fighting in the right position for Big Red Button. It's really Pinacoladas. Everything on this team thus far is focused on that Big Red Button ultimate, and they weren't able to get it there. Kraken is going to get picked up with a huge minion wave. It's going to be cleared out thanks to that turret explosion, but not before the turret does go down. That's a large gold swing in favor of Bear Comeback, who now have almost a 2,000 gold lead here. Very close game though. Much better played from Pinacoladas. Still a couple of mistakes, as you mentioned, just going for a fight when they don't need to, going for a fight in a not particularly great position based on their team, but still putting up a very good showing. Unfortunately, if they can't turn it around after those last two fights, they will be eliminated from the tournament.
Exactly, so they just took the gold mine here, or the minion miner to be specific, in the bottom left to have a bit of a minion push here, which can help to push the enemy team back. But the question is, how far can Bear's comeback push with the Kraken? Hulk King low on damage, there comes the wait for it, but Sarah is tanking and soaking all the damage. None of the carries here receiving any casualties, and this is a problem. The Big Red Button is up, but Mademoiselle here waiting for the better situation to use it, since Bear's comeback, if they can close it here, the Pinacoladas, as you said, Tasty Bacon, are eliminated. Nice stun here, fully damaged, and they have to take down Kraken. They shouldn't focus. Panic Gauntlet dropped from Sarah, so Kraken is down. Kraken pushed one turret, as far as I saw it, wasn't two, so it was okay for the math, at least for the Pinacoladas. I mean, the vein is a bit more open, you open the door to Bears, but if we talk about gold, it was still pretty okay.
Yeah, and the thing is though, they know Gauntlet is down now, because really didn't have to be used there by Sarah at all. You had to know that Pinacoladas was going to need to focus the Kraken instead of trying to chase the fight. But it's not too big of an issue because Big Red Button was used as well. So both ultimates are going to be up at around the same time. So it shouldn't really affect things too much. And it will be able to get away with using that ultimate kind of unnecessarily. Just for that peace of mind safety while on the retreat. But still 11-7 in terms of kills in favor of Bear Comeback. They do have a 3,000 gold lead now, but as we just saw, that's not really enough to completely say that they're in control of the game. A fight can very easily still go heavily in favor of Pinacoladas, especially if they can get a fight in the proper position.
Exactly. So each team fight can wrap up the game. I mean, of course, obviously the Pinacoladas need several more good team fights, since they have to push way more turrets. There is none down yet if we look here over the map. So the first standing, the second, the third, everyone is here. And on the other hand side, we do see that it is opened so far till the last. And the next fight might come up. There comes the gauntlet drop. Everyone is in there, so not 100% perfect. We will see. Wait for it. Blocked perfectly. Up full here. The main damage dealer is falling first. Oh, what a great bump here. No chance to cast the Big Red Button for Mademoiselle this time, and I think this can be the game. Alvaro for 432, I think, critting the enemy ace, and this will be the match. Bears Comeback eliminating the Pinacoladas here from the event.
Yeah, that was the one time where the gauntlet going down with all three members inside of it. Wasn't that bad of a thing, because of the fact that Jewel wasn't able to get into a position to fire off the Big Red Button.